you translated this correctly, but let's notice about ta'amim. You know these little symbols there called ta'amim?
Yes.
Okay, so
Can I, Rabbi, can I take my pen and notebook?
absolutely.
So, what we say to these things below the aleph and zere, a small like uh,
It's like a backwards comma with a dot next to
yes,
it.
yes, yeah. It's like a comma, yeah,
Yeah, I do
comma.
not want us to focus on the names of these symbols because I
Yes,
think
yes,
this,
yes.
but we should know certain facts about their function, right? So, you know,
Yeah.
these
So
symbols,
first of all,
go ahead.
Rabbi, first of all, I want to learn these symbols and what we say to these symbols.
They are called,
The names of the, yeah.
they're called ta'amim. Ta'amim.
Ta'amim.
Nakhon, that's right. Nakhon.
Ta'amim.
Good. And you want to pronounce it like 3 parts in a word, not 2 parts. 3 parts. Ta, a, mim. So we want to be careful to say 3 parts of the word. Ta, a, mim, and not tamim. Right?
Yeah.
Ta, a, mim.
Ta'amim.
Yes, sir. There's an
Like
I
like
in it.
like yeah, like Yaqub.
Oh, yes.
Yaqub.
Correct. There's an ayin in it. So in English, I
Yeah,
would
yeah.
write it T-A apostrophe A-M-I-M.
So
T-A apostrophe
yeah.
A-M-I-M.
Yes, yes. I write same as what you say.
Okay, beautiful. So
Ta'amim.
ta'amim,
Okay.
in English, they usually call this cantillation marks.
Cantillation spelling.
You don't need to know how to spell it, but cantillation refers to singing or chanting, and marks just refers to the fact that it's a mark, it's a symbol. So that acts as a reference to one of the main functions of ta'amim, and that is that they serve to tell us how to chant the text of the Torah, how to sing the text of the Torah, right? So the different
Yes.
symbols tell us different ways of singing. Like, do I go ah, or do I go right? Is it a short
Yeah,
pause?
yeah.
Is it a long ah? Right? You know, this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay. So that's what most people call it in English. In American Jewish slang, it's not exactly slang. In American Jewish circles, many people also call it trope. I don't really know the etymology of this word trope. I don't really know what it technically means, but it's another way that they call that in English. Maybe it's from Yiddish or something. I don't know. But anyway, so in English, they usually call it cantillation marks, but it's important that we know that these cantillation marks, ta'amim, they don't only serve to tell us how to sing the text. They also tell us how to properly pronounce a word. Okay, so it's not only about singing, it's also about helping us how to pronounce the word. So for example, we have this word, it's 3 syllables, 3 parts. Wa, e, le. Wa, e, le. 3 parts, right? How do we know which part of the word to emphasize? Which syllable to emphasize? Well, if you see that the ta'am, the cantillation mark, is under a certain syllable, right? If you have 3 or more syllable word and you see the cantillation marks under a certain syllable, then that tells you the syllable that the cantillation mark is under, that is the syllable that should be emphasized. So we could read this and emphasize it three different ways if we did not know how to do it. We could say ve'ele, we could say ve'ele, or we could say ve'ele, right? And we don't know which one. The ta'am, the cantillation mark, is telling us which one is correct. It's telling us to emphasize the syllable of the aleph, right? So that is the syllable that will be emphasized. The vowel here, the sere, the eh sound, it will be pronounced a little bit longer than the other vowel sounds. So the el, the el.
Can I pronounce?
Yes, sir.
Ve'el.
Beautiful.
Ve'el.
And I want you also to summarize what I just told you. I know I talked a lot, so tell me what you understood from what I said.
Yeah.
Tell me in your own words. Explain to me.
Okay. So ta'am, whenever we see ta'am in the syllable, below the syllable, so at that time we have to focus on that syllable.
Emphasize.
Where, yes, emphasize where the this ta'am is under the alphabet or alphabet.
Correct, correct. All right. Now, we also have something else here that helps us. I think you already know this, and that's the one dot on top of the other. It's called a shawa. And anytime you have a shawa, you can know that the syllable that the shawa is in is not emphasized. It's the opposite of emphasizing. It means to make that vowel sound even shorter than normal. So that helps us to also narrow it down. But we should remember this because the ta'amim, they appear all over the place. So it will help us to correctly pronounce the word. A lot of people know the Hebrew alphabet. They more or less know how to read Hebrew, but they accent the wrong parts of the word. So instead of saying Yitzchak, they might say Yitzchak, just as a random example, right? So in order to not say Yitzchak, in order to know the correct part of the word to emphasize, to accent, so we need to look at the ta'amim. All right.
Yeah.
So you read this verse beautifully. Let's go to the next verse. First, I want you to read the verse, and then we'll translate.
Yeah. Okay. وَيَهِي إِسْحَاقَ بن وَيَهِي إِسْحَاقَ بن 40 سنة وقخته إت ربقة but بتول بقخت. So I will ask one question. Below the tau, this arrow type, what is this?
It means to keep reading quickly, but we don't need to worry too much about that at the moment. But this is also a kind of ta'am. This is a type of ta'am. But when
it is also ta'am.
Yes. If you see a symbol that is not a vowel symbol, then it's a ta'am. It's a cantillation mark. Right? But if the this is a silent shava. Yeah, this is a silent shava. How many types of shava are there?
There are two types of shava.
Correct. What are they?
First is short. First is, I think, first is short vowel. Beqakhto.
So in this verse, we have two shavas, and also in general, there are only two types of shava. They look the same, but they do two different things. In this word, we have both types. We have the one under the bet, that's a short vowel, be. Instead of be, it's just short, be. And then we have this shva, which is called a silent shva. So this shva is not, this is not a short.
It is fully, it is fully, it is fully silent now, fully silent.
Correct. So the letter, the consonant letter, ha, is pronounced, but it's pronounced without a vowel. It's just the last part of this syllable. So this het is actually part of the same syllable as the quf. So it's just qah, qah, right? So
with,
yeah,
okay.
Correct. Correct. Now, that's the correct pronunciation. If we were to pronounce this shava as a sounded shava, like the bet, then we would say baqaha, baqaha, but that's incorrect. This is not a silent, this is not a sounded shava, it's a silent one. So it should not be a short vowel, it should be no vowel. It's just telling us that this is the end of the syllable, which includes the previous letter. Baqahto. So baqahto. Let's read it again.
Okay.
Baqahto.
Baqahto.
You got it.
Baqahto. So after that, kuf and khit or hit, we read together.
Yes, they are one syllable. A syllable means syllable refers to a part of a word, and a syllable always includes at least one consonant and one vowel. But sometimes a syllable is a consonant, a vowel, and a consonant. And that's what's the case here. We have quf, then we have the a. Yeah, well, first we have the quf, which is a consonant, then we have the patah, the line under the quf, and that's a vowel. And then we have the het. So we have consonant, vowel, consonant. And every language works like this. Hindi, every single language, English, Arabic, Chinese, every language has syllables. It's impossible to speak without having a combination of a consonant and a vowel.
Yeah.
All right, baqahta.
Baqahto. Baqahto or baqahto.
So, generally in Hebrew, if you don't know any better, if you're not sure, you should accent the last syllable. And also, in this case, we have a ta'am that's hinting that to us, but you can't always rely on a ta'am for telling you which part of a word to accent when the ta'am's under the last syllable. But yeah, baqahto.
Baqahto. Baqahto. Baqahto.
You're normally going to do that automatically because that's what's most common in Hebrew, to accent the last syllable. So you most want to be careful with noticing the ta'am when it's anywhere else in a word. That's where people usually mess up.
Okay. Baqahto. ويهي يسخاق بن 40 سنة بقحته ات ربقة but Betwell.
All right, so here, where's the ta'am?
So here is no ta'am. In this word, Ribka. Oh, okay. This is ta'am.
Yes, sir. If it's not a vowel, assume it's a ta'am.
Okay. Let me write.
Cool. You don't need to memorize and recognize every ta'am in order to learn it. All you need to know are the vowels. If you see anything that is not a vowel, then it's a ta'am.
It is ta'am. Okay.
Right? Someone might think this is a... Go ahead.
Yeah. So, please, Rabbi, pronounce this word. How we can read that?
I want you to pronounce it. I don't want to tell you the answer. I want you to do it.
Yeah. So how I can pronounce it? It is Ribqah or
you have two choices.
Is it?
It's either Rivqa or Rivqa.
Ribqah?
It's either Rivqa, which is accenting the first syllable, Rivqa,
yeah.
Or it's Rivqa, which is accenting the second syllable. You tell me which one is correct.
Rivqa.
Is that your final answer?
Okay.
Is that your answer?
What?
So there are two ways a person could pronounce this word. Only one of the ways is correct. Which one is correct? Is it Rivqa or Rivqa?
I don't know. If I pronounce it, I will say Rivqa. Rivqa.
Okay. Why are you pronouncing it that way?
Because sometimes this kamets sound like O.
That's
that is
correct.
why I'm.
That's correct.
Yeah.
But
that is why I'm pronouncing it. Yeah. Okay.
But we're asking about the accent. Which part of the word to accent, to emphasize, right? So
ta'am.
Yeah, it's because the ta'am is here. You can correctly pronounce the qamats and still accent this side, but that would be incorrect because the ta'am's over here. The ta'am's telling you, look at me. I want to stand out. I want people to notice me. That's what ta'am says. Notice me. Make me louder. You could say rivqa, but that would be wrong because the ta'am's over here. Rivqa.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
Okay, so why are we saying rifqa and not rivqa?
Because ta'am is over the syllable.
Nakhon. That's correct. Nakhon. All right. Yeah. Next word.
Okay. But between.
Bath. Bath.
Bath.
Bath. TH like the word think. I think you are a good man. Yeah, bath.
Not but buts.
But is modern Hebrew. But is modern Hebrew. They simplify it. You want to learn ancient Hebrew, correct?
Yeah.
That's what you told me. You want to learn like Temani Hebrew. So if you have a letter tal and there's no dagesh, no dot inside of it, then the tal becomes a thal. So this is bath instead of bat. Bath.
Bath. Bath.
All right.
Bath. Bethuel.
Bethuel. Bethuel.
Bethuel.
All right. So we don't want to say uel. We want to say uel. Uel.
Okay. Bethuel. Bethuel. Bethuel.
Let's hear
Rabbi, tell me that write in English that how I can pronounce this syllable tau. It is difficult to me.
Tau is th. T is in toy. Yeah, T is in toy, or it's th like the word think. Think. Think.
Bethuel. Bethuel.
We need to be careful to separate these two vowel sounds. U-el.
Okay.
U-el. Not uel.
Bethuel.
All right. Next word.
Bethuel.
All right.
Harami.
Okay. You notice how you separated? Good. You notice how you separated the sound of the ha and the ah? You did not say ha-rami. You said ha-ah, right? Correct.
Ha-arami.
You notice you're doing that?
Ha-arami.
You notice you're doing that?
So, yes. So, what is this? Below the hey, Kamats and this horizontal
it's meteg.
metek. Okay.
Yeah. It tells you to emphasize a syllable. It's kind of like it does the same thing a ta'am will do. It tells you which part of the word to emphasize.
Ha-arami. Ha-arami.
You notice the sound that you are making. You notice you're making. I'm not correcting you. I just want you to notice something that you're doing good. You notice how you are making a sound between the kamats and the patah of the second letter. You're not saying harami. You're not blending these. You're not mixing them together like one long vowel. You're not saying harami. You're saying ha-ah. There's like a break sound, right?
Okay.
That's the sound you need. That's the sound you need to do over here. Not thuel, but thuel. Thuel. Like ha-ah, thuel. It needs to be strong sounding right here. The thuel.
Betuel.
That's it.
Betuel.
With the th. Bethuel. Bethuel.
But Betuel. But Betuel.
Bethuel.
Bethuel.
That's perfect.
Differently. Okay.
You got it. Bethuel.
Betuel.
Every time you see an aleph, anytime you see the letter aleph with a vowel, any vowel, then we need to hear the sound. That's the sound of aleph. Aleph makes a sound. Aleph has a sound like every letter, right? So if you see aleph with a vowel, you need to make a sound, just like ha-arami, bethuel.
Ha-arami.
Yes. Yeah, I think you got it now. I think you understand. All right.
Bethuel.
Bethu, th, like the word think. Bethuel.
Bethuel.
That's perfect.
Bethuel.
Beautiful. Right? And not Bethuel. Not Bethuel. If we say Bethuel, it's like we're putting a little W in there, but there's no W.
Okay.
Right.
It is very tough to me to pronounce this tau. So when we see dagesh in the tau, so how can we pronounce it?
If there's a dagesh, it's T like the normal letter T in English. Like I want to help you. I want to help you.
Okay.
It's T like the word to. But this is a good question you're asking, because there are many kinds of T sounds. I think you know this, right? There are many kinds of T sounds. In Hebrew, we have, depending on how you look at it, we have 3 or 4 different kinds of T sounds in proper Hebrew, not modern Hebrew. Okay? In India, a lot of people use a kind of T sound that we do not normally have in English outside of India, right? A lot of Indians will do something like ta, like what are you? Instead of what, they'll say what, right? So
what?
when we make this T sound with a tav, we need to think about where the tip of our tongue is touching. So really, the tongue should touch the back of your front teeth, your 2 front teeth.
Yes.
Tahto, right? Tahto. We don't want to touch too far back in our mouth. Beautiful. Baqahta.
Baqahtu.
Beautiful.
Baqahtu. It is like Arabic.
Oh, of course. It's the same
Yeah.
alphabet, almost the same alphabet.
Yeah. Ha. Baqahtu.
All right. Let's go back to Ha Arami. Ha Arami.
Ha Arami.
All right.
Ha
I
Arami.
know I'm giving you a lot of information, but that's because you already know a lot of things, right? So you just let me know if we're going too quickly, or if I'm giving you too much information. Sometimes too much is not good.
But it is totally new information for me. I I read Hebrew totally different from you are teaching me now.
But I'm still saying you're more advanced than many people. So I'm giving you more information than I normally give people in one class. And because of this, I'm afraid maybe I'm giving you too much information and will be confusing. So you need to tell me if I'm going too quickly, if I'm giving too much information. You're doing okay so far? It's not too much?
Yes. I'm okay. It is not too much. It is not
Okay,
too much.
great. Okay, so then I will add more. Then I will give you more now. Okay.
Yes. I am your student. You teach me. Yeah.
All right. So you asked about this line next to the qamas, the o sound, right?
Yeah.
That's called meteg. It just tells us to accent this vowel, the vowel of this letter. So instead of ha'arami, it's ho. We're going to elongate it. Ho arami.
Okay. Ha-arami.
Right. That's what this little line is
Ha-arami.
doing. This line is telling you elongate it. We have it here also. We have it here.
Ha-arami. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
We have this line all over the place. You have it here. Here.
Rabbi.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Scroll down once more, please.
Down
Request.
or up?
Yes.
Down or up?
No, down.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, no problem. Go ahead. No problem.
All right. Okay, we're back to ha-arami.
Yeah. Ha-arami.
All right. Now we're going to add something more. Anything unusual about this letter? Tell me what you see about this letter.
Rabbi, 2 dots over the meme. So what is this?
I want you to tell me, is it a vowel or a ta'am?
Is it a ta'am?
Yes, sir.
I know it is not a vowel. It is clear.
Correct.
So if it is not a vowel, then it is a ta'am.
Correct. The only other time you will see something that is not a vowel, if it's not a vowel and also not a ta'am, the only thing like that is a dagesh. You know, dagesh is what we call the dot inside of a letter, right? Okay. Yes. So we have a ta'am on top, we have a dagesh in the middle, and we have a vowel underneath.
Below, underneath,
So what does the dagesh here do? What does that dot in the mim do?
Is it ha-arami? No.
Yes, but that's because of the ta'am. But I'm asking about the dagesh, right? We can elongate the vowel here because of the ta'am. But I'm not asking about the ta'am. I'm asking about the dagesh. What does the dagesh do?
When I think when dagesh in the
letter,
so it spelled 2 times.
Correct. Very good. When they write it in English, they will double the letter if it's a very nuanced transliteration with English letters, then they will double the letter. So when you double it like that, you should not pause between the letters. You're going to pronounce it like one long M sound. So instead of ha arami, you're going to say ha arami. You want to hold the M a little bit longer, like you're doubling it. Ha arami.
Ha arami.
Not ha arami. Ha arami. Elongate it long.
Okay. Mammi.
Yes, that's it. That's it. Ha arami.
Ha arami. Ha arami.
You got it.
Ha arami. Yeah.
Now, if you do this consistently, if you do this anytime you see that, then people will really say, oh, you really are influenced from Arabic.
Yeah.
Because this particular aspect of Hebrew, it really does make it sound a lot more similar to Arabic than if you do not do it. But this is not influenced from Arabic. This is classical Hebrew. It's just that most people don't know about it, and most people who do know don't do it. All right. Ha-arami.
Ha-arami. Ha-arami. Ha-arami. Mammi. Mammi. Yeah. Harami.
All right, let's go back to the beginning and read slowly up to this point. Why he? This is a silent shva, by the way. So it's not vaya he. It's why he, not vaya, but why. Why he? Silent shva. Why he?
Why he? Why he? Why he?
Yes, sir.
Why he? Why he? Why it is not why he? It is why he? Why
Correct.
he?
We're talking about in Temani pronunciation in Yemenite.
Why he? Why he? Okay.
This is a silent shva in Yemenite pronunciation. Shwa.
I think.
No.
I think in Sephardic or Ashkenazim,
they pronounce it. Yeah, they pronounce it.
Okay, they pronounce it. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if this is because Ashkenazi and Sephardim pronounce it because they're just not careful with their pronunciation, or they're not pronouncing it, or if they are pronouncing it because it should be pronounced according to their tradition. See, there's a problem. The problem is, yes, there are definitely differences between Ashkenazi and Yemenite pronunciation. For sure, there are differences, right? However, there's another issue, and that issue is that most people simply are not careful. Even with Ashkenazi pronunciation, they're not careful. You know what I'm saying? Meaning, even though they say they're reading with Ashkenazi tradition, they're not cautious with their own tradition. So I don't know if this should be sounded or silent shva in Ashkenazi tradition. I do know, like you said, I do know that they usually pronounce this shva as sounded, but I don't know if that's a mistake or not for their tradition. It could possibly be that they shouldn't do it. I don't know. Someone who is really knowledgeable about Ashkenazi pronunciation would have to tell me. You can't rely on just a regular. We cannot rely on just a regular person who is not careful and does not know all the details of their grammar.
Yeah.
Because most people just are not careful. I mean, it's just a fact. Sadly.
Yeah.
All right. So why he
Yitzchak. Why he Yitzchak bin 40 سنة بقحته it Rivka.
Correct.
But Betuel.
F-T-H, like the English word think. Yes, sir, you got it. It will get
et,
easier with practice, I promise you.
et. So it is not et, it is
Correct.
eth.
TH, like think, thought.
Tongue, where I touch my tongue.
Your teeth. If you put your tongue, the tip of your tongue should touch your teeth while you make this sound.
Et.
If it helps you, if you even
it is
stick.
It is th. Th.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Not et. You should be able to elongate the sound. You should be able to create this th sound for many, many seconds, not only 1 second. You should be able to go f. You should be able to keep making it. If you are making a sound that cannot be elongated like that, then it's the wrong sound.
Okay.
Are you familiar with Beged Kefet letters? Have you heard
what?
the term? Have you heard the term Beged Kefet?
Beged Kefet. Yeah.
You're familiar with that? How many letters?
I'm familiar.
Okay, how many letters are Beged Kefet?
It's Bet, Gaf, or Gimel. Yes, Gimel. Dalet, Arabic is Bet, Dalet. Bet, Gimel, Dalet, Khaf, Beged Kefet, and Tau.
And Pe. Kaf, Pe, Tau. Right? So we have 6 letters. Bet, Gimel, Dalet.
Yes.
And then Kaf, Pe, and Tau.
Yeah.
Right? So that's Beged Kefet. Okay, with the Beged Kefet letters, those 6 letters, they all change. The way you pronounce it changes in the same way for all 6 of them.
Yeah.
Okay? So, for all 6 Beged Kefet letters, if there is no dot inside of it, then any of the Beged Kefet letters that has no dot inside of it should make a sound which can be elongated. By elongated, I mean you can continue to make that sound without stopping, without pause. So the first letter is the bet, right? The letter bet. So bet with a dagesh, with a dot, it's just B. You cannot create a B sound continually without stop. You have to stop. B. You cannot keep doing it. But if you remove the dagesh, if you remove the dot, you get vet. This sound you can create. You can do that for a long time. Yes. The same is true for all 6 Beged Kefet letters. The next one, Gimel. Gimel with a dot is G, like the word good. He's a good guy. All right?
Yeah.
But if you say, if you take a Gimel and you remove the dot, you remove the dagesh, then it becomes Gimel. Just like the vet, which you can make continually when there's no dot in it. This is also true for Gimel. With no dot, you can keep doing it. Correct. It doesn't sound nice, but that's what it does. It's a harsh sound, but it does the same thing. You can keep making that sound without pausing. The next letter is Dalet. Correct. The next letter is Dalet in Beged Kefet letters. If there's a dagesh, it's just da. It's impossible to elongate it, right? You remove the dagesh, and suddenly you can elongate it. You can do it as long as you have breath. It's like the TH in the word they or them. They, them. although. Right? We have these sounds in English also. Okay, so the same is true for kaf. Kaf with a dot is ka, like the word cat, right? Or the word keep. But you remove the dot and you get khaf. You can keep doing it as long as you have air. Correct. Now pe. Pe with a dagesh is p, like the word people, right?
People, yeah.
Right? You can only make that sound for 1 second. You cannot continue to make that sound. Pe.
Yeah.
You remove the dot and you get fe. You can continue to make the sound. Like you are, Yosef, you are my friend. You can make it long.
Friend.
Correct. The same is true for tav. Tav with a dagesh is ta. You can only make it for 1 second. You cannot elongate it. Even if you want to, it's impossible to. But if we remove the dagesh, then it becomes thal. Right? Okay. So a tav with no dagesh, it should make a sound that is possible to elongate. That's possible to keep making that sound for as long as you have air in your lungs. Yeah.
Bethuel
is a separate sound. Bethuel. That's it.
Bethuel.
Nachon, correct. Bethuel. All right. So bath, we need to make a sound here with a thal. Correct. So if you're ever unsure whether you're pronouncing thal correctly, ask yourself, am I pronouncing this with a sound that I can keep making without pausing? If you're making the thal with a sound that cannot be elongated, then you know it's wrong, right? If you're making a thal with a sound that cannot be extended, elongated, if it cannot be extended, then it's wrong. Bath. Bath. Bethuel.
Bath.
Bethuel.
Bethuel.
Good.
Bethuel.
Good.
Bethuel.
Bethuel. Ho Arami.
Bethuel.
Ho Arami. Yeah.
Bethuel.
Ho Arami. That's it. All right. Me.
Padan.
Beautiful. Me padan.
Padan. Can I read?
Yes, sir. B'chavod. B'chavod is like, go ahead. It's a polite way of saying b'chavod.
Okay. Padan. Aram. Achot Laban.
Ahuth.
Arami.
Ahuth.
Lavan.
Ahuth. Thaw with no dagesh. Ahuth.
Which word? Achot?
Ahuth.
Okay. Achot.
Yes.
Achot.
All right. And the het should not be pronounced like a chaf. Chaf and het make two different sounds. Chaf has friction, right? Friction is when two things rub against each other. You should feel your tongue rubbing against the top of your mouth. It should be a little bit uncomfortable if you keep doing it. That's chaf. With heth, there should be no friction.
لنخاك
Nochah.
لنخاك
Nochah.
لنخاك لنخاك
Beautiful.
لنخاك
The second one.
لنخاك لنخاك.
That's it. That's it. Right? So with chaf, there's friction.
Okay.
With heth, there's no friction in your mouth. Heth should have no two parts of your mouth touching. It should just be air coming out
لنخاك
loudly. All right.
لنخاك لنخاك
Aheth. Aheth lava.
لنخاك. إحاط إحاط
Aheth.
إحاط إحاط. Oh, okay, okay. إخاف 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 أخاف
Aheth.
أحاط أحاط
That's it.
أحاط
Aheth.
أحاط أحاط
That's
أحاط
it. You got it. You got it. You got it.
أحاط أحاط. لافان لافان
Lavon.
لافان لافان لافان.
Nachon. That's
It
correct.
is simply Lavan.
Lavon. V as in
Okay.
violin. V as in very. He's very Lavon. Lavon means white, by the way. So if I say he's very Lavon, I'm saying he's very white.
Lavan. Yeah, yeah. Lavan Meod.
Yes, like Yosef.
You are saying yourself.
All right, next word. We're silly. All right. Milah haba'a, next word.
Yeah. Ha-arame.
Beautiful.
Ha-arame.
Oh, arami.
Ha-arame.
Beautiful. Yafa ma'od.
Ha-arame. Ha-arame. Arame. Arame. Yeah.
Yes, you got that.
Ha-arame.
It's kind of easy. All right. Le isha. Le isha.
La le-isha. Le-isha. Again, the gish.
Isha.
Inside
So
the
you emphasize the dot in the middle of a word, in the middle of a letter, it's called dagesh.
La le-isha. La le-isha. La
Nahon.
le-isha.
That's right. So dagesh.
La le-isha.
Dagesh is called dagesh. That's its name because the word dagesh in Hebrew means emphasize, to make it stand out. Lahadgish means to make something.
Dagesh means emphasize.
Yes, it means emphasize, make something stand out, make it noticeable. That's what the word means. And that's why we call it dagesh, because it makes that part of a word noticeable. It makes that part of a word stand out. So if I read this, you're going to notice, even if you don't know Hebrew, even if you don't know a single word in Hebrew, if you hear me read this correctly with the dagesh, you are going to notice especially the parts with dagesh. Lavan ho arami le isha. So the parts with dagesh stand out, even to someone who doesn't know the language. Ho arami le isha.
La le-isha. La le-isha. Okay.
Right, so it's not just isha, it's isha.
Ha-arami. 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 La-isha.
Le isha.
لا العشاء لا العشاء لا العشاء.
You got it. يفه. كل הכבוד.
أرمي لا العشاء.
All right. Let's read this verse together one time, and then we will end our little lesson for today. بصدر?
Okay.
All right. So you can read after me. وَيَهِي يِسْحَقْ
وَيَهِي يِسْحَقْ.
يِسْحَقْ.
Oh, okay.
Silent.
يِسْحَقْ.
Yeah,
يِسْحَقْ.
Not Yisla. Yis. silent shava.
Is.
حق.
Okay.
يسحق. Not يسحق, but يسحق.
Ishaq.
That's it.
Ishaq.
You got it. Okay. Why he
Why he.
يسحق
Why he. Ishaq.
بن
Bin
40
Arba'im.
شنا
Shana.
بقحت
Baqakhta.
بقحت. No friction with the head.
Okay. Baqah.
بقحت
Baqah. Baqahta.
رفقا
F. Rifqa.
رفقا.
Rifqa.
You got it. بث بثؤال.
Bath. Bethuel.
Beautiful. هو رمي
Ha. Orami.
مي padان
Mipadan.
أرام.
Oram.
أحث
Ahath.
لافان
Lavan.
هو رمي
Ha. Orami.
ل
La.
لإشاء.
Li'isha.
يا מאוד. Very nice. Very good. كل הכבוד. All right, أخي. Nice lesson. I enjoyed it. It's good to see you.
Toda, toda, toda. And I am very, very thankful to you. You are teaching me.
Likewise, if I don't
Because
review it, then I will lose it. So we're helping each other. Do you mind if I share this on the internet?
no problem, no problem, no problem.
Okay, awesome.
It is good.
Because we can help other
Some more
people that way also.
Yes, yes, yes. Some more people will learn.
Tis kula
It is good.
mitzvot. Tis kula mitzvot ahi.
Yeah. This school is both okay.
Kula asut. Yalla. Have a good week. Shavua tov. Birkat Hashem alecha. God's blessing be upon you.
Same blessings for you, my brother.
Toda rabba.
Toda rabba.
Laila tov.
Laila tov, my dear brother. Laila tov.